Perfect. 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 Perfect.
All right, sorry about that, y'all. I was trying to get it set. I don't know what happened. Trying to get the little countdown screen on, but fuck it. We go live. We don't need no motherfucking countdown. We ain't start off with no countdown. We don't need one now. You know, we just gonna drip some sauce on y'all. Goddamn. You know what I'm talking about? What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to Sauce Sports. If you're not familiar with Sauce Sports at Houston, Texas Homer Network means we're talking all sports, but only Houston. This is primarily the Houston Texans channel. If you want that other H-Town sports talk from the pros to the amateurs, you know, is it still UIL in high school? Does everybody still go under UIL, some shit like that? I don't even know. But if you want from the pros to the collegiate to the amateur high school, like I say, all that other good stuff will be on the other side. Damn, is it my signal tripping or what is?
Shit.
I remember for y'all know I saw some real bad lag. Now I jumped back on, and I seen the Skype it halfway cut out for a second. I don't know if it's on my end or what's going on. Let me make sure I ain't got no. Check any of these wireless devices in my vicinity. What's going on? Just let Tupac get off the phone. Cut that off. All right, there we go. But no, like I said, if you want the other sports talk, make sure you go to South Sports TV. But we got a gentleman from around getting down, representing H-Town with us this evening. Who we got in the mix tonight, man?
What's the deal, Sauce Nation? It's your boy Spitz.
I already throw this motherfucking ingredient joining us this evening.
Already.
So like I said, there's a lot to talk about. A lot of things happening. I'm gonna give it a minute or two. I know that the notification, everything was kind of last minute. So what we're gonna do is, y'all know how we get down and start this thing off. We're gonna get a Sauce Nation roll call. So wherever you from, wherever you at, but you know, primarily since this is H-Town, mainly talking, you know, whatever side you from the H, you know, represent, throw it up, shout it out. I guess you can't throw it up in the chat. Maybe you can. I don't know. Just depends. And even if you're not from H-Town, man, let us know where you at. We'll send a little bit of digital love, a little, you know, in your direction, you know. If you represent the Texas, you just fucking with the sauce. It's all good. And I ain't even do nothing. I'm telling you, look, the hang-ups have not been my fault. I cannot control. The sauce line / din line has been out of control the last few days, and I apologize. But let's see what we got in the mix with us tonight, man. Like I say, shout your side out. We gotta keep cutting out. Like, what? See, this is what I'm saying, you know. I don't know. I know what I need to do soon. So we might got we got a little bit of a wait, but some things we'll fix some of these little inadequacies soon. I guess I should do this too. This probably helps. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but let me see, because like I said, froze. My chat just froze up on me and shit, and everything freezing up. Are we all back up? The Skype that froze up on me. Okay, your Spit's back in action. I don't know what's going on. Everything is going crazy. We having some technical difficulties. All right. I think we back. All right. Kendrick McLean, H-Town Lifer. Some say South Park in the building. Real talk say Austin, Texas already. Let's see. East Side Hero. What's the motherfucking deal?
The man don't want us to have this good conversation.
They don't want to put it out there because, you know, we got some stuff we're gonna talk about. We're gonna have a real good discussion. Like I say, it's just been a lot of things going on, and I mean, you know, Let's just get into the conversation. I guess there's no point in waiting too much longer. Jamal Richardson, what's the motherfucking deal? It's been a lot of stuff going on. Let's get the particulars out the way, and then let's kind of get to the main thing. First, the reason why this stream was titled Special Teams. Of course, y'all know Brad Seeley is gone. I think Smith will be replacing him. Cool, fine, dandy. We'll see what Smith is working with. But I believe he's actually been with him since the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was his assistant, and so I expect him to be able to there to be a continuity, with him taking over, because I think there's some familiarity there. So I'm not too worried about that. We'll see what happens. But Seeley is definitely to be credited with the improvement of the special teams unit, over the last couple of years or so. I mean, it was a significant difference you saw. So it's going to be interesting to see. It just seems like strange why at this time, if football was in action, would he have retired? Because, I mean, you would be kind of in the middle of everything. So I'm wondering if he's had so much time on his hands to kind of think about it. What caused this decision? And I'm not going out there to say, oh, it's Bill O'Brien fucking up. And I know y'all going to think that's what I'm trying to do. It's not what I'm trying to do. I just find that it's kind of odd, in my opinion, that, this time right now is when you choose to. Because if everything was normal, which I think it will be soon, if everything was normal, they would be finishing up OTAs this week, wouldn't they? Or right in the middle of it, if not done. Mm-hmm. Well, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you said something about that real talk. I forgot. Look, y'all can tell I do not fuck with settings. I don't do nothing. Because every time I touch something, some shit fucks up. So I be leaving shit just the way it is. So last time we were talking about Bill O'Brien, so I have Bill O'Brien in the background. Let's put something better up. We'll put Tim Kelly and Deshaun back here. That'll work for now. But yeah, man. So it's like, again, I expect everything to flow kind of the same. We'll just see. Again, it's different when you're in the position. It's different when you get to make certain decisions. Where would he, differentiate? I thought, special teams again had improved to be one of the better units. When at one point it was probably one of the worst, not just units on the team, probably one of the worst units in the NFL for a while. But that's that. That's neither here nor there. It is what it is. Not necessarily major news. Some things have been going on, right? Mm-hmm. And I think we all know, and we know the ties it has to the city of Houston and everything. And I know y'all saw the video that was recently released, and somebody asked a question. I want to know your thoughts on this question, and that is, you saw Honey Badger, you saw Deshaun, you saw lots of NFL stars drop this video, basically, condemning what's been going on in the world, right? Mm-hmm. We know the situation with George Floyd. We know he's originally from Houston, moved up to Minneapolis. Very unfortunate situation took place. But the video, have you seen it?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, funny thing, Trill sent it to me, but I already sent it. Like, I was just strolling down my timeline yesterday, and when Deshaun posted, it was like maybe it was only up for 4 minutes because it didn't even have that many views yet. And I watched it, and I was impressed. I was proud to have a couple of players that I'm saying that I root for, not just Deshaun, not just Pat, but a couple players that I root for. They all collectively, not to mention with the rest of the guys, all collectively put out a video and basically calling the NFL out. Like, what if it was one of us? Like, what if? Because we already know it is what it is. If a cop races, he races. He don't give a damn if you the Super Bowl MVP or if you just.
Should he probably get a bigger kick out of it, knowing that if
right, exactly. Because I to be honest, on the cool, I feel that's really the real reason why Vic got 2 years with that whole dogfighting shit. If Vic wasn't an NFL quarterback, he was just a regular person. Yeah. It wouldn't have went down the way it went down. They tried to make an example out of Vic because he's a starting black quarterback for a predominantly black city in Atlanta. Because even to this day, Falcons black folk in Atlanta don't really fool with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan took him to the Super Bowl, won the league MVP. Their quarterback is Vic. To this day.
Shout out to Chris Edwards, man. Appreciate the love. I'm not I'm not sure what that be. OP with the hip hop. Appreciate the super sticker love. But no, but as you were saying, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's see. But I got one thing real quick. I got to cut you off, right? And I love the video too. And I think it's to see a young quarterback stand up, kind of being a leader in the face of the NFL in a situation like that. It's very commendable, very respectable. I had one issue with the video though, right? And when they all kind of talking about, what if it was me? What if it was me? What if it was me? And you see these faces of stars you're familiar with, and you imagine them in a situation. Oh, the whole country would be devastated. I mean, look what just happened with Kobe. If there was to be another incident like that, it would be crazy. Even though we're not saying that these guys are necessarily on his level. He was one of the greatest of all time at what he did. But the one problem that I did have with the video was not the message, but it was one little detail, and that was Patrick Mahomes. I'm still not putting Patrick Mahomes in the black quarterback club. Okay? And I know people are like, why? Look, man, I get it. This nigga puts ketchup on steak, son. You know what I'm saying? This nigga has a very odd, peculiar mohawk. That's what I'm saying. He's mixed, okay, and I'm gonna argue this until the day I die, because I feel like mixed people should get their own level of respect, because I think they have a different situation. But we'll get into the semantics of it here. But I'm still beefing with the Patrick Mahomes thing.
I'm gonna put it to you like this: in their eyes, if you have a drop of black in you, you black.
The one drop rule. Yes, yes, absolutely.
If you have a drop of black in you, you black. like that. That's how they gonna see it. No matter who in the family white, it could be a great ancestor that's black. You are considered black in their eyes because you ain't pure white. You know what I'm saying? That's how you are going to be considered. You are going to be considered African American if you have one drop of black in you. It is what it is. That's like, just call a spade a spade. That's what it is. So you can't. It's bullshit.
Now I'm giving a hard time about the Patrick Mahomes thing because I've been arguing this for quite some time. But no, I mean, it is important to have messages from guys like Pat too. Because again, like I said, black definitely goes in multiple shades. And so he does. But I mean, here's the thing though. But man, there's a bunch of little Patrick Mahomes. Like I went to, where did I go? It was some months ago after I kind of got back from that little vacation situation I had. Went out to eat at, let me get them all fucked up. It's either Papados or Papacito, one of them, whichever one is the seafood one, I think. And, Papas or whatever. And, man, I swear it was like 3 little kids that looked exactly like little mini Pat Mahomes. So I'm like, it's weird to me that that's they had a haircut. I mean, it looked just like that. I mean, it was weird. But anyway,
the funny thing about on my son's little league team, it's a boy that was on the, not him, but he has an older brother who played. My son's on the freshman team. His older brother plays on the sophomore team and looks just like a chunky Patrick Mahomes. I was listening to the boy look just like Patrick Mahomes. He's just like a big little Patrick Mahomes. He was an offensive lineman. Yeah. I said if he slipped down, became a quarterback, he Patrick Mahomes' twin. He looked just like Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. Exactly everything. Even the way he talked, he sounded like Patrick Mahomes. This little baby Pat.
Well, when we find out Pat been he been doing the dirty deeds somewhere he ain't supposed to be, and we find out. Yes, I know this is not the den, folks. I appreciate the love, Real Talk and Chris Edwards. Yes, I know that this is borderline den conversation, but this is kind of a different conversation because I want to get in on this. We talked about Deshaun being a leader here. We saw him at the protest. We saw him doing these things, and we've always talked about his it's like he has this uncanny leadership ability. I mean, from day one when he came in and gave his check to the lunch ladies, like, who does that? And you usually say that in a joking kind of like demeaning way, but like who thinks to do that? Like, it's every young man who makes it to college, even probably little league, whatever, depending on how long you play, to go to the NFL. And you go to the NFL and you take your very first check and you donate it to the staff.
Especially coming from not really having much anyway.
Yeah, and it's just like, where does your mind have to be to say, I'm going to take my first NFL, the thing that I've been wanting to do all my life, and just give it away to some people I've only known for, a few months, a few weeks, whatever. I mean, and I know it was a tragedy that happened, but it's like, you got to commend What's going on? Mad Trick Mater. Come on, chill. I expect better. But yeah, so the guy's different, but kind of get into that conversation. You didn't get a chance to the other day to really kind of speak into it, and so I know you said you had a few things that were kind of on your mind, kind of just with the statements that was made, and then actually since then, Cal has made statements since the last time we talked about it. And so I want to kind of get into that after you kind of share your thoughts on Bill, and we'll talk about a couple other things along with this Texans team that I was thinking about. But what were your thoughts, as far as Bill coming out and making a statement about this situation?
Okay. I know a lot of people have been conflicted, and I'm gonna put it to you like this, because I'm about to say two different things about two different people, but they both fall in the same category. Both things can be true. You can have not mixed opinions. You could have an opinion about a person, but also have a separate opinion about this person's profession. And what I mean that you have to separate the talent from the actual person. Bill O'Brien, as a head coach / general manager, I feel as a head coach, I think he's a mediocre head coach. They could probably take a bad team and make them mediocre, maybe squeeze it to the playoffs every now and again. As a general manager, as of right now, it looks like he cannot do this job because he doesn't know value of players out of trading and receiving. But as a person, dude might be a good dude, because it's not so the statement that he made, it's some of the words that he used, in my opinion. Is it ready now? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. Every time he mentioned George Floyd's name, he mentioned the word murder. That's very key because that's what we seen. And if you watch the news, they don't use that word. They'll use brutally assaulted, police brutality, killed. They use every word except the word murder. Even though they mean the same thing, murder is the harsher word. Just like saying I don't like you or I hate you. They both relatively mean the same thing, but the hate part is a more violent, meaningful word. That's what that is. Murder. And that's exactly what it was. He wasn't killed. He wasn't assaulted. He was murdered on live television, on everybody's phone, everybody's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, on the news. That's exactly what happened. And that's the word that he used constantly, every single time. Okay? Then he mentioned, when he talked about, like I know you mentioned about how he talked about both President Barack Obama and President Bush. He made sure he picked the Democrat and Republican, so he didn't show where he's going, where he's leaning on his political side. But he did call President Barack Obama President Barack Obama. Didn't say former, didn't say Mister. He gave him his respect as a president, because anytime once you become president, once your tenure is over, you still hold that title. Yeah. But some people, in some regards, on some outlets, disrespect President Barack Obama by calling him Mr. Obama, former president. They'll never give him his full-fledged title. Yeah. Okay. Then he also mentioned why Deshaun Watson has attacked. Then mentioned why Kenny still kneels, and says we all know why he kneels. Like, come on, people, we already know what this is going towards. This ain't new to nobody. He also decided to mention that it's not just police brutality. It's not just police brutality, even though that's what we're talking about. It's not getting a fair shot in corporate America. It's not getting a fair shot in medical fields. It's 400 years of slavery. It's segregation. It's this. It's that. Is it? And I'm like, okay, finally somebody else who's not a part of this demographic gets it, because that's something that me and you and other African Americans live with every single day. Every time we choose to walk out these doors of our own homes, we have these things come to our footsteps. So it's him choosing those words. That's what stuck out to me, is the certain words, the key words that he chose. And like I said, it's okay to not like him as a head coach or a general manager, but as a person, I respect the statement that he brought forward. Now, like I said, you can feel two ways about two other things. Mr. Drew Brees, let me holler at you. Let me holler at you, pimpin'. Let me holler at you.
I'm gonna you my mic. I'm gonna just let you do your thing.
Yeah. Okay. Let me holler at you. You sit up here and say what the flag means to you about, you say you think about your grandfathers who fought in the wars. I had a great uncle, my grandmother's brother, just passed away on Christmas Day. Happened to be in his birthday. He was born on Christmas Day, and he happened to pass on Christmas Day. This past Christmas, 2019. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Vietnam that he fought in. So there are African Americans that fight in the military. There's African American that probably fought alongside both your grandfathers. And when he came home, he had to go to the back of the bus. When he came home, he had to go to the back of the restaurant, if he was even able to eat at that restaurant. Had to drink out of a different water fountain. When I've seen videos of white people drinking out of a water fountain and letting their dog drink out of the water fountain that said colors. That's a man who fought aside your grandfather in the same war, who helped your grandfather, and your grandfather helped him in that war. That's what we see when we see, I think the nickname they call the flag of glory. That's what we see when we see that. Okay, and let's put this. You do know that probably protesting might be the most American thing you can do, because ain't that what they fought for? Didn't they fight for freedom of speech? Because remember, when y'all came over here, y'all want to get away from Great Britain because y'all didn't want to do that all. Y'all want to choose religion, able to protest and do things like that. I mean, the whole Boston Tea Party, y'all throwing tea out in the lake, in the rivers, out there in the ocean. The show that y'all wasn't rocking with them. That's what it's all about. So that's what he's doing. That's what they're doing. That's what Kenny Stills and other players who kneel, they're actually just doing their American right. They're doing what that whole flag represents. That might be the most American thing that's getting done on the football field. See, because you might see something, but we see something completely different. And like I said, that's why you can feel two ways about two people. I feel Drew Brees, hey, you one of the most accurate quarterbacks in NFL history. You a bad man when you on that football field. But as a person, we got to look at you twice. And that's the only reason why your own teammates, called you out. Because they got to look at you a certain way, like, okay. And then you issue out an apology. We were supposed to do. Of course, we're going to issue out an apology. Let's be real. You said what you meant. Those first words that came out your mouth, that's how you truly felt. That's how you truly feel. That's cool. Feel like that. You have every right to feel like that. But we have every right to feel the way we feel. There's a reason why the other day it was 60,000 strong march outside the city of Houston. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why our quarterback was out there in the forefront. There's a reason for this. They weren't just doing this for play. They weren't just doing this for fun. They weren't just chilling. They went, oh man, we bored today. We just gonna go out there and march in the hot sun. Nah, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that, because until you are a black man or have given birth to a black man, you will never understand how it is to walk in a black man's shoes. I have a nephew. I have a son. My nephew just turned 9 the other day on the 3rd. My son just turned 6 2 months ago. You know how bad I want to hug them, say it's going to be all right. It's going to be cool. Man, all you got to do is do. I don't say that word on my channel, on your channel quite often, because that's how they look. You can go take a white homeless person, clean them up, shave them, put on a $1,000 suit, $5,000 shoes or Rolex, put them into a banquet. They gonna say, "Oh, hey, Bob, how you doing?" Introduce him as Bob. Everybody gonna talk to him. You could go get a brother who graduated from Harvard, has a wife who graduated from Yale, have 3 lovely kids, top of his class. a partner at a law firm go to that same banquet. It's just a monkey in the suit. That's how they look at it. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the reason why people out here marching. That's the reason why people out there kneeling for the flag. That's the reason why. Ain't got shit to do with no damn military. It's about racial, social, and justice. How many times we have to say this? But y'all want to keep changing the narrative. We ain't nobody say nothing about no flag. Ain't nobody say nothing about no protesting or nothing. We talking about George Floyd, and you decide to bring up you'll never respect somebody. You got
Context that it was because it was almost kind of a, and Kaepernick was brought up with it. And shout out to 713, appreciate the love. Vincent, appreciate the love, man. The super saucy super chat love. I don't know why my chat it's bullshit. That bitch keeps talking about unable to connect. So if I'm missing y'all saying something, I'm not catching y'all, man. I apologize. But I'm having some issues on my side. I don't know, it's been a little bit of lag here and there. But and his thing was that I could never. But basically saying I could never respect somebody who would kneel for the flag. And then some pictures came out where he was kneeling, and people said it was a different situation. I think it was in London or something. I don't really fucking know. But do you think that his teammates handled it the best possible way?
What happened? I hear you. I couldn't hear you just said.
Yeah, because it has to be something going on my signal or something. Because it's like I said, because Skype kind of cutting in and out and other things too. But I'm saying, do you think that his teammates handled it in the best possible way?
I still can't hear what you just said.
Damn, what's going on? I said, do you feel like his teammates, Drew Brees' teammates, handled it in the best possible way?
Yeah, because they called him out, and I agree with what Shannon Sharp said. Like they'll never look at him the same. Like they'll never because once you cannot like a person or you want to, but the worst thing to do is lose them by respect. You cannot like a person, but respect that person as a man.
Yeah. And
once you lose respect, what we just seen almost 2 weeks ago happens, because that's somebody who didn't respect someone. It has nothing to do with dislike or liking. He didn't respect them as a human being. So when you no longer respect somebody, it's a free for all. Once you no longer respect somebody, it is what it is. Hey, it is what it is. Like once you no longer, and I think that's the problem that Drew Brees faces, and I think more so, I think the real reason why Drew Brees apologized because his own teammates didn't have his back, and once his own teammates called him out, he's like, oh, okay, I gotta say something. I mean, your number one target called you out. A man Sanders who y'all just signed called you out. Your running back called you out. Like leaders on the team calling you out, saying that they used to respect you. They used to call you a friend. Now you've lost the locker room, bro. Like you lost. No matter, and people view Drew Brees as a great leader. Now how people are going to view him, and I think that when it's crunch time, like will people be able to put together, put away their sides, and okay, well, we try and win a football game here, or is this something that's going to bleed over to the season? That's something that I don't know yet. I don't know if people would, but I can tell you this: ain't gonna be no, hey, let's go hang out after the game type shit. Ain't no let's hanging out after practice.
I mean, I don't see Drew hanging with them motherfuckers anyway.
I'm just saying if he did, if because especially with quarterbacks, you have to have some type of relationship with your receivers.
Yeah.
You have to. It has to be more so than just football, because that's part of the problem Aaron Rodgers had, and even though Aaron Rodgers has been successful as far as stat-wise, that's part of the problem why people talk about Aaron Rodgers' former teammates, like saying that they don't have a relationship with Aaron Rodgers. So more so, receivers have to have a relationship with their quarterbacks, even from different age demographics, different backgrounds, and stuff like that. And it just don't make no sense, because this was we 4 or 5 years in. People been kneeling since 2016. I'm pretty sure somebody on the Saints have been kneeling. You ain't never had no conversation with them. Now some other issues like what's going on. I seen a picture on Instagram of him kneeling. Now I don't know. And now pictures. Now I don't know if that was during the anthem, if it was after the anthem. I don't know the context of it because it's just a picture floating around. So I don't remember the game, so I don't know. It's not a video. So I can't tell you what exactly where that picture falls in line. It could have been after the game and they was out there doing the prayer. Could be before the game they out there doing the prayer. I don't know. Could have been somebody got hurt and everybody taking the knee. And that's another thing too. When did taking the knee become so disrespectful? Because when people pray, don't they get on their knees? If a guy wants to propose to his fiance, what does he do?
Takes a knee. Yeah.
When players get hurt on the field, what do everybody on both sides do?
Take a knee.
So when did that become such disrespectful? Again, like I said, they like to change the narrative. That's all it is. They gonna flip it so to get away from the man. We talking about police brutality. Yeah, but still, y'all disrespecting the flag. Yeah. Like, so the conversation no longer is talking about police brutality, injustice for African Americans. It's talking about the flag. And the reason why Kaepernick, I keep on telling people this is the reason why Kaepernick chose to protest in this manner. And this is why I believe. Do you believe that LeBron James is a huge star, like a huge mega star?
I've heard of him before, so I'd say he's kind of famous.
Yeah, I mean, he's worldwide. People all over the world, all different type of organizations in different type of countries know who LeBron James is. He plays basketball, so he doesn't have a helmet on, so you see his face.
Yeah.
LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, if I'm not mistaken, it was Chris Paul and Carmelo Anthony, all at the ESPN ESPYs. Everybody watches ESPN as well. At the ESPYs. All got up together to talk about injustice. I'm thinking this is around the Trayvon Martin situation and the Malcolm Brown situation. It's around those times. It was all around that time talking about injustice, police brutality. And everybody, okay. And then about 2-3 days later, nobody talked about it. The conversation stopped.
Yeah.
The biggest star on the planet. Everybody knows who LeBron James is.
Yes.
Told you what he was talking about. And it fell on deaf ears. It was talked about for a day, and then 2 days later it was boom, forgot. So Kaepernick said, I know how to get people talking. I'm a protest in front of this flag. And then they run to Kaepernick, why are you stealing? Why are you kneeling on the flag? And the first thing he says, he talks about the injustice. Because that's how he wanted to get your attention, because LeBron James, who's this big, huge megastar on national TV, couldn't grab your attention. But me feeling that this flag gonna grab your attention, ain't it? That's why he chose to protest in that manner. That's how I feel.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, we're talking about it. I mean, to be a guy who hadn't been in the league for a few years, he still gets talked about almost just as much as anyone currently in the league. He gets talked about more than any backup quarterback in the league. I can guarantee you that. So, yeah, I mean, you know, here's my thing, and people can feel however you want to feel about that. Like, I get the message. I didn't necessarily care for the protest. Here's my thing about kneeling, right? And like you said, when you're kneeling for marriage or all of these other things, kneeling is a form of submission, right? And it's asking or begging or however you want to look at it. You know, it's almost like I'm going to take the weaker angle just to gain your favor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because don't they kneel with the kings and the queens? Like, don't they kneel in the presence of the kings and the queens? Okay. Okay. I'm just wondering where this disrespectful notion comes from, because every other context kneeling is involved in, like you said, shows like their you know, like you said, their submission.
Yeah.
So I don't see where the disconnect is. Even though I know where it's coming from, but I don't see where it is.
Like I say, it's wild.
From a logical standpoint, rather.
Yeah, it's wild. Like I said, I mean, it is what it is. And again, like I said, you know, there's some very educated people who are paid to do narrative control. And so, again, people are able to swing things the way they want to. Real, I appreciate the love. And Chris Edwards, appreciate the love. He says, only time Kaepernick was being disrespectful when he was sitting during the national anthem. Yeah, and here's the thing too, right? You got Marshawn who was doing it forever. You got all these other guys who were doing these things forever. like I say, it's just a whole bunch of bullshit. And I think we allow certain things and we allow certain people to, control the thought process, like I say, control the narrative and have you believing in shit that it's not really about. But I think there's a combination of, the parties involved, the American mentality. Because think about it, nobody really wants to. Yeah, okay, I see it. I'm aware. Oh, this is a Kaepernick situation, but it doesn't impact me. I'm not going to be that concerned. That's why I say I think that there were some different ways, some thoughts I had about different ways you could probably have generated some attention around the cause. But he chose the method he wants to, and again, that's his message. So you have to control that. But yeah, I mean, at this point, with the way these guys have chosen to operate, with the way these guys have chosen to kind of put out the message in the video, do you think that the message will be received differently now?
You talking about the collective video that everybody did?
Yeah.
I don't know, because again, everything sounds good for a moment, but like I said about the whole when LeBron and them had their conversation on their speech, people were okay, yeah. It was like they talked about the next day, but like I said, then it fell on deaf ears. Like 2-3 days later, it became non-existent. It was on to the next news item.
I'm gonna ask you a question. This is a question I asked Trill last night. We were in the Den Discord after the thing yesterday. Do you think that this situation is getting more attention because there are no sports to distract people? Because these incidents have happened before, but we've never seen one get the push behind it. Was it the way it happened? Was it?
I think it's a combination. It's a combination of not just sports, because there's some people who are like this and don't even watch sports, don't watch sports at all. But I think it's that, and I also think because this was probably the worst one that we've ever seen, because he was on his neck, kneeling on his neck, for 8 to 10 minutes. And like I told you the other day when me and you had the conversation about it, to me, the way he was posing was like if somebody was fishing and caught a big fish and want to take a picture, or if somebody was hunting and got a big deer and like they taking the picture cheese and smiling, posting on their Instagram like I got me one, I got this big fish, I got me this big deer, I got me this nigga, like I got me a trophy. Like that's how he looked, the way he's sitting there with his hands on his hips, it's like he got a trophy. And I think that was the way that was. I know we've seen other incidents and we've seen other videos, but I think that's the worst one because he wasn't struggling. I know the guy in New York that was selling loose cigarettes, he was like wrestling, trying to get away. He wasn't handcuffed. Floyd was handcuffed on his stomach with 2 other officers on his back and on his legs. So there was no way, even if he wanted to move, he couldn't move. And he's sitting up there yelling for help, screaming, saying he can't breathe, calling for his mother. His mother's been dead for 10 years. When somebody's calling for a dead relative, calling for their mama one, then calling for their mama who's been gone for 2 years, that right there is telling you he know what's finna happen. Yeah. And no one thinks to, get off. Hey man, get off. The other cop, the cop that was getting the crowd back.
Yeah.
Hey, all he had to do was say, "Hey man, he's handcuffed. Get off him. We got him. It's good."
Apparently, he says that he did say that, but the guy told him that this is what we're going to do or something. Because apparently, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's the one that was only on the job for like 2 or 3 days. Like I don't even think he's been a cop for a week. And it's crazy, very unfortunate. You probably want to be a cop, think you go out and make a change, and a week on the job, you're in jail for, murder, basically. Yeah, and so
that's murder.
That's a crazy situation, right? That's something. I'm not saying that I don't have any particular feelings for him in this situation. I think human nature tells you something's not right here, and if he did make an attempt, and if it's happened, but now everybody feels like it's the need to speak out. And that's why I say I wonder if football was still in. Does Bill O'Brien care? He's too busy being a GM. He's too busy wearing his coaching hat. He's too busy. People are too busy doing their jobs. If things weren't shut down, like if it wasn't the pandemic and then this how this happened, like I think that it was the perfect storm for this to be what it is. But
Also, I think this might be another situation because we have a black quarterback.
Do you think that Deshaun going out? Do you think that this is a play for Deshaun? Deshaun going out to the protest, and then the very next day, your coach and your owner make a statement on something they've never made? Wow. I didn't even think about it. Like, I didn't. I guess I don't think it'd be that petty, but you think that might have play? That has an impact on it?
Yeah, I think. I think that you look at when things are put into your lap, you look at things differently. That's the reason why I made the statement about until you A, become a black man, or B, give birth to a black man, or have a black child, you don't understand. Because I said, me and you've had conversations. I told you about situations because we've all had some type of situation. We all had some type of shady encounters. They'd be like, you weren't even doing nothing. You just happen to just be walking from A to B, and you get questioned in a certain manner, or get pulled over, and you wasn't even doing nothing, and you get not. Dogs that don't want to use the rats because it didn't get physical, but you were talked to a certain way. Certain questions were brought up that shouldn't have even entered anybody's mind or anything like that, just because of the pigmentation that you are. Happens with black men and black women. So until it's brought into your lap, you don't feel it. So so you have some people who end up having children with a black woman or a black man. So now they feel some type of way because now their child is a victim. That's why I brought up when I told you that if you have any drop of black, you are considered black. So even though they have a white parent, or if they adopted a child or whatever the case may be, they know that their child can go outside and something can happen just because of the pigmentation at the end. So they feel a certain type of way. Now, Bill O'Brien doesn't have a black wife, and to my knowledge, they haven't adopted any black children, but he has a black quarterback.
Interesting. I don't know what happened. It froze up. So yes, okay, we back. It froze up. You said he doesn't have a black son, but he has a black quarterback.
Exactly. He has a black quarterback who he depends to win football games. His job, him and Deshaun are married to the hip. Like he needs Deshaun to be successful for him to be successful. He can't be successful unless Deshaun Watson's successful. So when now this affects his quarterback, he sees his quarterback going out there protesting, risking it all, because you want to show me the picture of them rubber bullets. Them rubber bullets look worse than a regular bullet.
Man,
so for him to put himself at risk because he has a cause, okay, now I have to really sit back and evaluate what's really going on, because now I have to. It's in my lap now. I wasn't worried about it before because it ain't nothing to do with me. I know I can live my life. I ain't have to worry about none of that stuff. But now it's put to my forefront. Now you said it right here in my lap.
Right.
Now I have to investigate and find out what's the real problem here. I'm not saying that that they try to do it in a funny way. I'm just saying now when things are brought to your attention, because now you are now being affected.
Interesting. I'm not sure what's going on. I keep kind of getting a little janky on me, but all right, there we go.
I was if something happened to your neighbors, you see your neighbors over there doing something, or something going down. Ooh, that ain't my business though. So you leave it alone. You feel bad for them, but it's your business.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on. Like I said, I've been catching a whole bunch of. It's been doing a bunch of janky. So you saying the neighbors and it ain't your business?
Yeah, like I said, if you see it happening with your neighbors, you like that.
Yeah, it's got to be something on me. Yes, it might be my signal. I don't know what it is. Every time he started about to get active with it, it started getting janky. Let me see. All right, you were saying about the neighbors, and then that's like the lady kind of getting fucked up right around that part.
It's conspiracy, man.
Yeah, look, they might. It's been odd, man. You know, it was in the den earlier. I did an early den. Early den was just fine. You know, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on right about now. But why they don't want us to have a discussion, man.
Yeah, but I was saying, like, when something going on with your neighbors, you feel bad for it, but you leave it alone because you say it ain't my business. But once it starts happening in your house, now you gotta find a solution because now it's affecting your household. So now you want to find a solution for it. That's what I'm saying. Once it's happening outside, you see it, you feel bad for it, but you leave it alone because it ain't got nothing to do with you. Now it's affecting your people, it's affecting your teammates, it's affecting your players. And also now he's the general manager. He has to sign black players. He has to go out and draft black players. He has to negotiate contracts with black players. So he has to find the middle ground. He has to find some type of understanding and see exactly what the problem is and what can he do to fix it. What he can do to have a solution because he wants to keep his team morale up.
So again, like I say, man, my thing is this, right? My thing is this. It's very timely, very convenient. You got a situation too where you got some contracts coming up, and you're the GM and you're the guy that has to deal with, your quarterback, your agent, the agent, whatever. And we know that some of the people around Deshaun probably don't have the highest regard for Bill O'Brien, maybe in their eyes. They may not see him the way that Deshaun does. There may be people who may feel whatever. I think Bill O'Brien has to paint himself in the best light. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say this. He said all this just to keep Deshaun, but I'm sure it does build some favor in his opinion. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is like, and I'm not tripping on Bill because I've heard Bill kind of say little things here and there before. And I want to go back to what you said about Breeze and Bill because it's funny because it's the opposite with both of them at this point in time. So it's like Bill's job you hate, but Bill the person you're like, I can respect that. Mm-hmm. The person of Drew Brees is like, I can't fuck with you, but goddamn, mm-hmm. motherfucking play some ball. You know what I'm saying? Like the job is solid. I think about the Bill using the strategy thing because I do believe, like I said, Bill's a reader, Bill's a crafty guy. I wouldn't be surprised if this is an attempt to maybe play a little bit of what they call it 4D chess, and put himself in some positions in most plays. Hey, he sees that, okay, well, Bill supports this same thing I do, so maybe, that builds up rapport again, like I said, with your quarterback. This is something he's passionate about. Oh, my head coach / GM is passionate about it too. Oh, the ownership. Oh, we're passionate about it too, Never heard Cal say shit. I ain't never heard Cal talk that funny.
I was surprised about the Cal one. That's the one that surprised me. Yeah. I wasn't surprised about Bill O'Brien. I was surprised of the words that he chose. That's why I brought up those key words, the words that he used. And some of the stuff he said, like how he didn't just talk about police brutality, he talked about other things that we dealing with. That was interesting to me, and that right there was interesting to me, and I was surprised about that. Now the Cal situation, even though Cal looked extreme, if you've seen the Cal video, he looked extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah, what? I thought I was the only one tripping. Like, Cal should look forced now. Like Cal. Like that's what I said, Cal. I don't know, Jack. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know what? Bill O'Brien called Cal out because Bill O'Brien said you're gonna hear from Cal later on today.
And that's what he said. That's why I was like, that's why I felt like Cal probably didn't want to do it, but he's like, fuck, my coach done said it. I gotta kind of, I don't want to make him look bad, so now I gotta own up to this thing. And it just looked like they just took the best take that he did. And like, fuck it, we're gonna put this one out here. You know
if that's the best one, I gotta see the rest of them. I got to.
Yeah, he seemed like stiff, and he seemed like I would imagine Cal McNair in a room full of niggas. It was like maybe it was in his mind as he was saying it. He felt like there's too many of these niggas around me. I don't like it. I feel like I'm in the locker room downstairs. What's going on right now? I don't like saying what I'm saying. I'm having flashbacks. Nah, but I think Cal, like I said, that's why I say you kind of think about it and you're just like Bill, that's why I say you kind of around it, but it's like then the Cal thing is just like the Texans aren't just doing shit willy-nilly. They're, again, like I said, they're fake patriots. So every message that comes out of that organization is calculated and for a reason.
Also, this though, Bill O'Brien was the first NFL coach
Correct.
to say anything.
Correct.
And then the coach GM, he came out with something. Banjo from Denver said something, but then he kind of said something sideways.
Put a foot in his mouth. Yeah.
Yes, but Bill O'Brien was the first one to say something.
Yeah. But think about it, like, and again, and I'm playing devil's advocate here. Like, I don't know how big Bill's ego is, but think about it though. Who has been the coach catching the most flack out of anybody? What organization has caught the most flack? I mean, out of the NFL.
He's the NFL punching bag. Like he sure wants sports to come back.
Yeah.
Because during this whole pandemic, that's all they've been talking about was.
Yeah, it's clowning him. It's clowning him. Oh yeah, Flores was first because he did mention Flores in the thing. I forgot Flores. Flores did put a statement out first, and so, but you know, and so that's like it's my thing. But I'm just like, you got to put it out there. You got to think about it. Like, if I put out this big statement, you know, I make a video, I make it just this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, then we get the owner involved, and we just make a statement. Now, not only do, like I say, you build this rapport with your quarterback, maybe. Just maybe I'm clearing some air out there with some of the other black players who've heard malicious rumors about the Texans that may or may not be true, and maybe they think twice about it. Well, hey, you know, I heard Bill was this, I heard they were this, but you know, they came out in support, so maybe it changes the narrative of the culture of the organization.
He also mentioned Eric Reed. Eric Reed is not Houston, Texas.
Correct. That was very interesting. That was extremely interesting. Real talk. Appreciate the love, man. Super saucy, super chat love. Yeah, that's what I thought that was interesting too.
Do you think it's a chance?
No. I think like you said, buzzwords. You know, them keywords. Like, I think that those are buzzword names. You know, when you're talking about this movement, especially what's been going on in the NFL, there's a few names that you're going to drop. You're going to drop Kaepernick. You're going to drop Jenkins. You're going to drop Reed. You know. You probably throw Steals in there since he's still kneeling. I mean, there'll be a few names that have been associated with what's been going on that you're going to drop if you want to show people that I've been paying attention to this. But again, I'm not going to sit here and say that Bill's just being super malicious and super conniving. I'm just throwing the possibility on the table that, again, Bill's not an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
You saying he an opportunist?
Yeah, absolutely. I think his whole career has been him being an opportunity. I mean, like almost 100% opportunity. I mean, he's just been able to take advantage of the situations that he's been placed in. Now, you got to go out and do what you got to do to capitalize on those situations. So I guess you give him credit for that. But opportunist is probably if it was one word to describe Bill O'Brien's existence in the NFL as a whole, I think opportunist would be the best word to relate to it. But yeah, what do you think about Adrian Peterson now? Because he's saying this season now that he's going to kneel. Is that relevant? Is it, hey, I'm on the last leg of my career, let me get a little extra attention? I mean, why hadn't you been kneeling before if you're this concerned? Like, what do you think about that?
My thing is, like, again, I'm really past people talking. Mm-hmm. You ain't got to tell me you're going to kneel. Show me on Sunday you're going to kneel. Yeah. Like that, like you said, that kind of grabs attention. Oh, I'm kneeling. I'm gonna kneel now. Yeah. Okay, just kneel. Yeah. You don't have to tell me that you're gonna kneel. I'm gonna see on Sunday when the anthem's playing that you kneeling. Yeah. You don't have to show me. You don't have to show me. It's you don't have to. It's you know, like something that we like. Some people act like they gotta do. Act like they gotta prove that they black enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you ain't gotta prove that you're black enough.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Just do what you do. We know that you black.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do. You don't have to prove, like, you know what I'm saying. You ain't gotta do these certain things to make you seem like you this certain way.
Correct. You know what you feel is right. You know what it is. Just
exactly.
Do what you do. Yeah, I thought that was kind of odd. Like I said, I felt like I felt with a lot of the stuff that's going on around this whole situation, a lot of attention whoring, a lot of crazy shit happening, but I just thought that was kind of odd. Like, why announce it? Why not just do it? Like you said, okay, I'm on the field, I'm finna kneel. It is what it is, you know. And so I found that to be a little bit odd. Shit, it was something else I fucking wanted to talk about before we We got ready to wrap it up, and it's slipped my mind, and I did that twice. I should have wrote it down. Pen's right here, and I didn't do it. Let me see. What it was something else that took place that I wanted to discuss, Texans related. We talked about Sealy. You know, we've talked about kind of conversation that was had. Talked about Cal, which was just weird. That whole Cal thing was weird. Where's Janice, huh? Why ain't Janice make a statement? I want to hear from the whole family. I want to see everybody. All y'all niggas need to pull up. Y'all been relatively absent. Tell the whole McNair family pull up and make a statement. We want to see it from everybody.
We don't need to put Janice out there. Leave Miss McNair alone. Let Janice chill.
Is Janice capitalizing off the damn checks? She out there too. Then goddamn it, shit.
Let Janice chill.
Janice gonna pull up into the lot on some swingers. Roll, show these niggas how to do it. What she told me, y'all niggas said I ain't had no H-Town coaches. I'm gonna show you hoe ass niggas.
Does it mean now they gonna be playing Kiki in the parking lot?
That'd be bad. She been fucked up a hip, jumped out the truck trying to do the south side to some Kiki. Nah, don't go that far, McNair. We understand y'all trying to make a statement, man. We talking some shit, but you give them the E for effort because in reality, you ain't got to do a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, even here in Houston, if you wouldn't have done a fucking thing, it wouldn't have changed shit.
We go opening day on the star is gonna be a screw going through the bull. It's gonna say Screwston. It's gonna say Screwston instead of Houston. It's gonna say Screwston, Texas, all in the end zone and shit. Get trimmed in purple and shit.
If the Texans did that, I would never say another negative word ever about this organization. I'd find a way to spin every fucking fumble, every interception. I'll justify every mistake Bill O'Brien ever made from this point forward. If they really sold and got the H-Town culture and really went into on some shit like that, shit.
Look at every time somebody gets sacked, Vanderman gonna be like, every time somebody gets sacked, Vanderman gonna be like, man, hold up.
Dying. So, man, hold up, touchdown Texans. Oh my God, that would be the funniest shit I'd ever seen. That's what it needs to be, man. Main hold up, touchdown Texans. Better than that fucking rock and roll bullshit. What the fuck is that, bro?
They look like somebody roll me and somebody get a pick. What's the deal?
What's the deal? Hold up, screw. It's going down. He's intercepted. He's taking it back to the house. He's doing the south side. God damn it. Fucking. That would be here. You know, Vanderbilt got that weird, well, not weird, it's that unique voice. So that would be some funny ass shit. I'd love to hear that. That would make Texas broadcast extremely enjoyable. I was really confident. I was choking a little bit. Spit went down the wrong way or something. That shit was funny as shit.
And then when the Texans come out, you hear already.
Yeah, already. The Texans are coming to the line. You know, Deshaun's signaling, you know. Yeah, but it would be great, dog. You know what I can't wait to hear, though? That this is why I'm hoping everything stays intact for the preseason, because there's one phrase that I enjoy, but you only get to hear it for a little bit when it comes to the Texans, right? And that is an apple and a roadmap. Oh, buddy, in all the fucking preseason broadcasts, anytime somebody who's kind of, you know,
is it Spencer word?
Is it Spencer? I think is it Spencer? I think it is. It is like when any player who's kind of second, third kind of tier in there, and they not that, he's like, well, that right there, no, play like that will get you apple on the roadmap. And every time he says that shit be having me dying. Like you're guaranteed to hear it at least once a game, if not more than once. Like I'm like an apple in the roadmap. Damn, niggas don't even use maps anymore. When was the last time you even picked up a map? When was the last time you seen a map?
Oh, no. Hey, but speaking of that, remember I said this Monday. I said by the time we get to the season, it's gonna be closer to 100. Greg Abbott already said it's gonna be 50%.
Yeah, that's what it was. Oh yeah, it's gonna be 100. Because I saw that earlier too. Because it was supposed to be what we kind of toying with 25. Motherfucker said, "Fuck it." Shit.
Right.
I mean, shit. You just had 60,000 people slide downtown like for nothing. So apparently ain't nobody tripping. Shit. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Just fill up the stadium like barbecue. It's like here's my thing, man. I don't want to say too much. I know YouTube be acting all funny when you say things in opinion of the pandemic, but I do feel like the temperature has to have played some kind of factor in the way that it moved around down here, because it don't seem like we took a hit like a lot of other places, especially to be.
It seems like it's leveled off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's no longer a peak. It's just level.
Mm-hmm. That's the crazy thing, man.
We know, hey, Texas got special heat. Like we ain't just got heat. We got like a special type of heat.
Yeah.
Like it's its own classification of heat.
Yeah, that humidity shit. That shit, I'm telling you, it's just you got how do you go outside, feel like you about to pass out and drown? Like it's just some shit going on. You trying to breathe like that's. Look, let me not even get started with that. It's a whole different feeling. Like you and that motherfucker just. I don't know. It's just a crazy fucking feeling. Astro Rocket Texas, man, appreciate the love. Said kudos to B.O.B. for being the first coach to speak out. I think it's a deflection tactic, trying to do everything to repair his locker room, and if it's sincere, it may work. And I agree. Well, it's a gamble. I mean, like I said, I want to believe he's genuine. So like, let me preface it with that. Like, let me not be on no whole ass shit. Like, I want to believe it's genuine because, like I said, I've heard Bill O'Brien say some other things before. We can talk about the previous ownership and everything, and your thoughts on them, maybe how they felt about stuff. Maybe Bill O'Brien thought differently.
Because remember when that school teacher came out and was talking about Deshaun, I think it was after the Patriots, the second time the Texans played the Patriots, he said that's why you can't have a black quarterback because they can't rely on him. And he jumped out like because Deshaun brushed it off. Deshaun it is what I basically brushed it off. Yeah. Bill O'Brien did jump in Deshaun's defense and was very upset about it, talking about I can't believe people still have those ignorant ass views. Yeah. Again, like I said earlier. Like he is married to Deshaun Watson. Yeah. His success depends on number 4. So you gonna have to do everything. You gonna have to defend number 4 because this is it. This is it. This is your last shot. Like you didn't had your Hoyas and your Savages and your Ryan Malletts. This is it.
Yeah.
You don't get no
more. What do you say? And then you say Vandermeer's weak sauce, Drew Dirty is the biggest. So you say his Q&A scratch off thing is dumb. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I don't really catch a lot of the Texans meeting, like the additional stuff. Like the players have an interview and stuff like that. I'll kind of catch those, but I remember when but it's been a minute. Like, I'm honest. Like the more that, especially been getting into the sauce and doing these things, like I really try to avoid watching too much of anything of anybody else's, just so that it doesn't impact my thoughts or takes or whatever. Like saying honestly, outside of the round, like I don't really watch too much, and I don't ever see no first takes or nothing. Like somebody sent me something the other day with Nick Wright. I guess he was speaking on the situation. Like I still forget that Nick Wright has hair. Like that tells you how long it's been since I've really been watching anything. Like it blows my mind every time I see it because I forget. I'm so used to when I was actually looking like Nick Wright had the little fade or whatever he called. I don't know what the fuck he had. He just had all leaving it look like, but he looked like a fucking little mole rat. And so and every time I see someone with Nick Wright, man, I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? So it fucks me up, dog. So, but that's just. So he was talking about.
I forgot Nick Wright has hair.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Like, because I guess when he first grew it back a few months, I don't know what it was. Like, I don't know if because like I said, I was on a little vacation. That's when I first noticed it when I came back, and I was like, this motherfucker got hair. What the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was something. I didn't know what was happening, and then somebody was like, yeah, he's been growing it out, etc., etc. And then, like I said, I probably hadn't seen anything since then. And then, like I say, somebody sent me the video yesterday or the day before. And I'm just looking, and it's just like, what the fuck, Nick, right? What the fuck is going on with you, man? Like, I don't know. This shit don't seem right. So what do you think about Scotty Phillips being stronger and as fast as Derrick Henry? I have no thoughts on that. I'm not even, I got nothing for it. Say Bill O'Brien gonna start growing dreads next to show. He's off shit. Bill O'Brien grow some dreads. I definitely cut my shit off. That's what
Man, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, Bill O'Brien about the Bill O'Brien first press conference after the game. Bill O'Brien gonna have a grill, gonna have a white cup, double white cup. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna have Paul Wall standing behind him, like kind of offsetting to the side, just standing behind him, smiling. Come on, baby, you got this, baby.
Paul Wall gonna be back there talking
Oh shit! Oh man, yeah, they did my boy Whitlock bad. I didn't even see why they did my boy Whitlock bad, man. I heard they got rid of him, but I didn't see what it was. But if it's Whitlock, like I know Whitlock, I can probably guess what he did. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm after look like I'm just honestly I to sit here and say that I am very familiar with him. I'm like I said, I'm not even gonna lie to you, Isaiah. But you know, my thing is just that definitely, as we said, we'd love to see more Texas culture. Man, I can't even tell y'all about it. It's a video coming out. I'm gonna drop some stuff on Salt Sports TV over the week. Texas been putting in work, and I got the video. They're done, and I just been sitting. I'm like an ass clown. But I'm gonna put some of these things out. And it's one of these videos, and it's like, and chopping up with Hector on some of these other teams. It's like every other team in the city does embrace the culture, but the Texans. But like I say, they get the most love. It's baffling to me. It is what it is. But it's about that time, maybe we get ready to cha-cha slide, man. Mr. Spitz, anything you want to say before we get up out of here, sir?
Oh man, just another good show. Like I said, I had to get a couple things off my chest about some of the stuff that's been talked about and that transpired over the past couple days and stuff like that. That's all. So I got a video I should be dropping tomorrow about the tight ends. Yeah, I think that's my next one. So it should be dropping. If not tomorrow, it'll be dropping Sunday, somewhere around there.
Okay. Let's see. The next den topic, I got like 3 topics, and I'm basically probably gonna end up like flipping a coin or some shit to see which one we end up doing, because it was either last night we talked about the term coon, and it was a lot of people who had some thoughts about that, and you know, when we did the day den today, a lot of people called in and wanted to continue that conversation a little bit, and then earlier today we talked about racial unity, and that was some very interesting calls on that one. But I had a specific topic that I had scheduled earlier in the week for tonight that I thought would be pretty interesting, maybe something a little bit more lighthearted, but I'm not sure yet. So like I said, I'll probably end up doing some way of randomly picking one and then going with it. So we got a few of them. I already got the number. I already got the digits. You know what I'm saying? I got up in the DMs. Heidi, what you talking about? I don't play no games. You know what I'm saying? It's like when the sharks see blood in the water. You feel me, player? You know what I'm saying? Your shark gonna swim. You know what I'm talking about, player? That's how we get out, cuz. You know what I mean? Nah, but it has been some very interesting times, regardless of your views, whatever you think. It's been frustrating. It's been tough, man. You got to find reasons to laugh, though. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, I'll slide the Sauce Discord for a little bit after this. If y'all want to chop it up, you know what I'm saying, get live, get in a voice chat, and speak on some things. If you want to become a member, you want to join the Sauce Discord, you can go to patreon.com/Sauce Sports. You can join at the $5 tier or higher if you want to become a part of the Patreon membership, and I'll send you the link to that. Or if you want to become a channel member, if you see some of the wonderful folks with their names highlighted in green with the Sauce Sports logo badge right next to their names, if you would love to be styling and profiling like all of those wonderful people, you can join and become a Sauce Sports channel member. If you hit the little button, with the little $sign below at the chat, the little super chat kind of button, there's another thing that should say join. There's a few different tiers there that you can join if you want to be a member of the channel, and I think it's the $9.99 tier on the channel or higher if you want to become a part of the Sauce Sports Discord, because you get the other little extra features that Patreon doesn't give you, i.e. the badge, the highlighted name, and the special emojis. So shout out to everybody who has been supporting the channel, man. I appreciate all. Special shout out. This shout out to everybody, but a special shout out to those of you who come out of pocket and keep the channel alive and pumping and jumping. So it's greatly appreciated. Like I say, we'll see. We'll see. We'll wait till it's executed, then I'll speak more on it. But man, I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world. Mr. Spitz, channel link in the description below. If you're not subscribed to Spitz, you a bullshit ass motherfucker. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? If at this point, unless this is like your first time watching Soft Sports, that's like your only excuse. If this is like your first time watching a Soft Sports stream with Spitz, that's like the only pass you don't get. And so next time it happens, you don't get no pass, so you're using your pass right now. Then I'm telling you right now, the link to Spitz's channel is in the description below. You have no excuse. Next time I see y'all, if y'all in this Soft Sports stream and y'all ain't subscribed to the channel, y'all just might as well accept it. Y'all some hoe ass motherfuckers, man. So go subscribe. But nah, you know, Sauce Nation, I know that ain't y'all, man. I know y'all keeping it real. I know y'all already subscribed. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world. Y'all stay saucy. And we out. Until next time.
Already.
Monday or something. Or maybe we have a special Discord for the Patreon and
yeah, I'll hop in the Discord.
All right,
I'll be there.
That's a bet. Well, we'll catch y'all in the Discord right after this, man. All right, Sauce Nation, we got.
Perfect.
Alright.